Hey there, yogis. Namaste. Welcome to Tina Dhyana Yoga. For today's practice, we're just going to start in a nice comfortable seat. So whatever that means for you, could be cross-ankled Sukhasana or hero's pose. And then go ahead and begin to rub your hands together a little bit. Just beginning to generate a little bit of heat, a little bit of warmth. Life force, energy, love. See if you can speed it up for one last moment here. Get your hands nice and warm. And then slow it down, slow it down. You'll place your warm, loving hands, one palm on your heart, one palm on your belly. It doesn't matter which, just let it be whatever feels natural for you, and then let your eyes close. See if you can find the center of your seat, and then sit up nice and tall from that centered space. With the eyes closed, we begin to draw our attention inward, and seeing if you can draw it specifically to these two energy centers that you're touching down on. So the belly, the navel chakra, which is the home of our individual identity, our ego. And then the heart space here, heart chakra, which is all about how we connect with others. And it's often a misconception, especially in the yoga practice, that you have to somehow lose the ego in order to be of service in this world. And just like to let everyone know that that's not possible, right? The ego, that individual identity, it's part of us. It's part of our humanness, right? So we can't lose it, but we can begin to heal it. Right? So we can begin to heal the ego so that the ego can be more in alignment with the heart. It can be in service to more love and connection and harmony. So we'll bring this idea to life today on the mat by exploring safe backbending using the support from our belly, from our navel center. See if you can deepen into your breath right here, even adding a slight whisper back of the throat for a little ujjayi, warrior's breath. We begin our time together with one long, rich Om to seal in our time together. Take a deep breath in. Draw the chin in towards the chest. Take a deep, loving, nourishing breath in. Let it fill your lungs, rib cage expands. And then open your mouth, let it pour out. Awesome, everybody. Flutter your eyes open. Gently release the hands, and then come to lie down on your back. Keeping your knees bent here, feet on the earth. We're going to start with a little core work. Hey, Nugs. Nugs wants to do a little core work as well, right? Drag your heels a little bit closer to your seat, everybody. And then see if you can bring your arms long by your sides. And even right away here, feeling the belly drawing down towards the spine, a little bit of a scoop of the tail so that your low back, right, your lumbar spine can kiss the ground, right? So we want to keep that connection of the lumbar spine on the ground as we move through our core work, right? Stretch your arms long by your ears. Reach, 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 reach. And then interlace the hands behind your head. Let your elbows expand, so let your elbows get heavy down towards the earth. Feet firm, low back, rooted in the ground. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, curl up so the head lifts, chin draws in towards the throat. Look towards your belly. And then breathe in to slowly lower yourself down. Breathe out, curl up, round the spine. Breathe in, slowly lower. Breathe out, curl up, draw the belly down towards the spine. And then breathe in to lower. A few more. Breathe out. See if you can get a little bit higher, shoulder blades off the earth. Breathe in to lower. Breathe out, curl into yourself. Breathe in to lower. 2 more. Breathe out. Breathe in. Last one, breathe out, stay there. See if you can release your arms straight in front of you and then really reach through your fingertips here to lift the shoulder blades off the earth even more. Keep the belly drawing in towards the spine. Keep breathing. One last moment here. And then slowly drop your head and your back down to the ground. Awesome, everybody. Hug your right knee in towards your chest right here. Roll out your right ankle. Soften the shoulders down towards the ground. And then right here, lengthen your right leg. Interlace your hands behind your right thigh here. And then see if you can press the thigh into your interlaced hands while keeping your shoulders soft and your chin drawing in. From here, you can either stay or play with walking the hands up the back of the leg all the way towards the ankle, perhaps. Keep your outer right hip, though, drawing down and in. And then on a breath out, you might play with a soft bend in the elbows, lifting the forehead towards the shin towards the forehead. See if you can look towards your belly and lift through the chest. Right here, keep the chest lifted, arms long in front of you, slowly lower your right leg to hover off the earth. So it's just like 5 inches. It's like a Ardha Navasana, half Navasana. Keep it breathing. One last moment so you can find a little bit more lift through your upper body. And then breathe out to drop everything down, splat. Bend your right knee, sole the right foot to the earth. Hug your left knee in towards your chest. Roll out your ankle. And then lengthen your left leg. Interlace the hands behind the left thigh. And then press, right, the back of your left thigh there into your hands so that you feel that engagement, that heaviness through the tail and the low back on the ground. From here, you can play with walking the hands up the leg. Right? But notice if the hips get all wonky here, right? We want to drag everything into center so that outer left hip draws in. And then you might play with, on a breath out, lifting the forehead towards the shin towards the forehead. Keep lifting the chest as you round the spine, looking towards your belly button. Keep the chest lifted, arms long in front of you. Slowly lower your left leg to hover off the earth. So flanking that left foot, flexing through the ball of the foot, flare the toes alive. See if you can find a little bit more rounding, a little bit more belly in as you lift and reach. And then splat. Let it go. Right here, both legs long. Flank both of your feet, right? So flexing through the ball of the foot. Arms by the sides. Breathe in first to lift the head and the chest, and then lift your feet and your legs. Ardha Navasana. Take a deep breath in right here. As you breathe out, lift the legs, reach for the toes. Breathe in to lower back, Ardha Navasana. Breathe out, lift the legs, reach for the toes, might touch them. Slowly lower. Breathe out lift. Breathe in, lengthen. We got a few more in us, right? Breathe out. Breathe in. Last 2, breathe out. Breathe in. Last 1, breathe out. Pause. Pulse it up towards your toes. See if you can touch your toes. Now widen your legs. Reach forward between the legs. Pulse it, pulse it, pulse it. Again, legs together. Reach towards your toes. Should be feeling this fire up in your belly. Widen the legs. Reach forward so you can get a little bit more lift of the shoulder blades off the earth. And then let it go. Oh, holy moly. Hug the knees into your chest. Get yourself a nice big loving hug right here. And then gently beginning to rock forward and back along the spine. And it's just feeling every vertebra here. Giving yourself a little spinal love. Take your time. Have some fun with it, maybe. Right? Keeping the belly drawn in to find a little lightness as you rock and roll. And then once you come up, it's cross-ankled, Sukhasana. Meeting in all fours right here. Spread your palms wide, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Point your toes and then super press the tops of your toes into the ground there. So often this gets a little bit forgotten, right, as an anchor point into the ground. So see if you can really focus on anchoring there as well as the fingertips into the earth. We're going to roll through some cat-cow here. So as you breathe in, drop the belly, peel your shoulders back, look up. So this is spinal extension. As you breathe out, drag the belly up and in towards the spine. Chin moves in for your cat, spinal flexion. Breathe in, let your belly drop. Look up, cow. Breathe out, press the palms into the earth. Draw the belly up and in, cat. Let's take a few more. Breathing in, breathing out. 2 more. See if you can check out lengthening the breath. Last one, breathing in and breathing out. Come back to neutral spine, everybody. Palms spread wide. And then see if you can press the palms so much into the earth that you find a little lift and length out of the shape. And then see if you can find the belly drawing in here and then more space across the shoulder blades. So think of like a micro cat sensation here. So it's just like the smallest doming of the spine. And then reach your right leg long behind you, left leg long behind you. You're in plank pose. There you are. Breathe right here. See if you can get longer from the heels to the crown. Keep pressing your palms into the earth, creating more space here across the back, widening the shoulder blades, drawing the belly in. Keep breathing. On your next breath out, belly draws up and in as you move your hips up and back, downward facing dog. You can take a moment to pedal it out, shake it out. I really love to just like roll out my ankles. Maybe shake out the head, shake out the lips. And see if you can find a little bit of stillness here, comfortable distance between the hands and the feet so that you can feel into length both through the upper and the lower body here. Breathe in to lift your heels as much as you can, everybody. And then breathe out to drop your heels as much as you can, Your toes may lift off the ground. Breathe in to lift your heels, coming up onto the tippy toes. Breathe out, drop your heels. Let's take a few more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in as you come onto the toes. The weight shifts a little bit more into the fingertips. Breathe out, drop the heels. Last one, breathe in, lift. And then drop the knees wide, forehead to the ground, child's pose. Take a few nourishing cycles of breath right here. Seeing if you can breathe in and out evenly through the nose. And then allowing your next breath in to slowly roll you up to sit on your heels, vertebra by vertebra. Once you stack here, shoulders over hips, bring your knees into touch. Breathe in, stretch your arms long by your ears, get long. Breathe out, twist to the right, so it's your left palm to your right knee, right fingertips behind you. Even here through the seat, tall through the spine. And then allowing your right shoulder to spin back. You might even look back a little bit more beyond the right shoulder, getting a little stretch through the left side of your neck there. Stay with me right here. You're going to begin to draw the belly in, scoop the tail underneath you. A little thrust of your hips forward as you lift them into a one-armed, right, a half baby camel. And then gently release the seat back to the heels. Breathe in, come back to center, arms by the ears. Hi, Nugs. Breathe out, twist to the left. Animal friends are beautiful distractions, right? Remembering that in your practice. See if you can soften the shoulders a bit. Sit up taller, stacking the joints. Getting wider across the collarbones. Looking back, getting a stretch through the right side of your neck. From here, left fingertips stay rooted. Draw the belly in. Thrust the hips forward as you lift them for a half baby camel. And then gently release the hips back to the heels. Right here, breathing in, arms by the ears. Interlace the hands behind your head here. Take a moment, breathe in, press the head back into your hands, elbows expand. And then breathe out, drag the belly in, chin in. It's a little bit like cat-cow, but soft, right? Breathe in, open up, look up. Breathe out, spinal flexion. Breathe in, spinal extension. Breathe out, curl in. Last one, breathe in, look up, and then breathe out to release the hands by the sides. Coming forward right here into all fours, palms wide. Find that press into the earth, the space across the shoulder blades, and then stretch the right leg long behind you. You can take a moment here to sort of roll out the Achilles. Say hi. And then meet back at center, left hip over left knee, shoulders over wrist. You'll lift that right leg from the inner thigh, right? So pinky toe side of the foot down. Stay anchored through the top of your left toes, everybody, and your fingertips. Right here, bend your right knee. Take a moment, press into the earth, lengthen the arms, and then look back towards your right foot. And then see if as you press down through the top of your left toes, you can lift your right toes up. Look straight forward again. Find a little bit more of a cow spine and arch here, spinal extension. Left toes down into the earth, right toes lift. Explore the potential of it. Keep that right hip dropping down, left outer hip dragging in. One last moment here, breathing in. And then breathe out, keep the knee bent here as you drag it towards your nose. Step the right foot between your palms. You can slide that right foot forward a little bit, left leg back a touch, and then interlace the hands on top of your right thigh. Press the palms into your right thigh to lengthen the arms and lift the spine. can either hang here or keeping the palms interlaced, reach them up. And then you might bring the hands behind the head here. Let your elbows expand. Oh my goodness, you can let your weight draw forward a little bit, getting more of a stretch in the front of your left hip there. And as you draw the weight forward into your front foot, the belly draws in towards the spine and you can begin to look up and tip back. So lifting the ribs up away from your waist, getting super long and super archy. Gently coming back to neutral, releasing the palms to frame your front foot. Breathe in to look forward here. Breathe out to lengthen your front leg, curl the toes towards your crown. Even find a little doming of the spine right here. Breathe in to come forward again, plant the right foot, arch the spine, look up. Breathe out, lengthen the right leg, dome the spine. We got one more, breathe in, look up. Breathe out, lengthen, bow, and dome in. Come forward here as you breathe in, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Right fingertips reach up towards the sky so your left fingertips can stay down on the earth. If that is not serving you today, it can be your whole left palm, right? But coming up on the fingertips helps you to find a little bit extra lift. Now see if you can reach your right knee forward, your left heel back. Think about lifting the left hamstrings up towards the sky. Spinning your left shoulder back as you reach up through the right fingertips. So getting long here through the arms, wide across the chest. Take one last moment here. And then breathing out to drop the right palm down. Breathe in to look forward. Breathe out, plant the palms, step back, downward facing dog. Breathe in to come forward, plank pose. Find that same pressing into the earth, widening across the shoulder blades, belly in. As you breathe out, bring just your heels to the left, everybody. Keep both of your palms on the ground, but then press your palms into the earth to find a little lift up out of your left obliques. Breathe in to come back to center. Breathe out, heels to the right, press into the earth to lift. We got one more. Breathe in back to center. Breathe out, heels to the left. Press into the earth, lift. Breathe into center. Breathe out, heels to the right. Breathe into center. Right here, drop your knees, untuck your toes. Elbows stay in, belly in as you slowly slide your chest and your chin down to the ground. Lengthen your legs long behind you. Point your toes. And then for today, let's all bring our arms long back by our sides. Chin draws in. And already a slight hovering here of the forehead off the earth. Let your shoulders peel back. See if you can keep the tops of the toes on the ground as you lift your chest and your head even more. You can let your arms lift. Let's stay here breathing, pointing the toes, planting the belly. See if you can recruit your back muscles here, which the back muscles are actually part of your core, to help lift you a little bit more for one last moment. And then splat. Let it go. Palms underneath your shoulders. Breathe in, find a little lift here. Baby cobra, elbows drawing in. Breathe out, extend the arms, hips to the heels, child's pose. Breathe in to softly come forward again, all fours. Tops of the right toes glued there on the ground, left leg long behind you. You can take a moment. Roll out the heel, the ankle. And then bring it all back to center, lifting the left leg from the inner thigh. Bend your left knee. And then look back for a moment towards your left toes. Make sure your left hip is dropping down. And then look forward again, right? As you press the top of your right toes into the earth, lift your left toes up towards the sky. See if you can keep pressing your palms into the earth to lengthen your arms. I know it gets pretty crazy here. See if you can keep dropping your left hip. One last moment here, breathing in. And then breathe out, drag the knee in towards the nose. Step the left foot between your palms. Give yourself a little space. And then interlace your hands on top of your left thigh. Press the palms into your thigh to find lift and length. Interlace palms, reach up. Behind your head. Feel your points of contact into the earth. Belly draws in towards the spine, right? There's your strength and support as you begin to peel yourself up and back through the chest. You want to feel your ribs lifting up away from your waist. See if you can find a little bit more arch, but keeping the belly engaged. One last moment. And then gently back to center. Let it go. Fingertips frame your front foot. Breathe in to look forward and up. Arch. Breathe out, lengthen your front leg. Find a little doming. Breathe in, come forward, look up. Breathe out, lengthen the left leg. Look towards your belly button. One more, breathe in. Breathe out. Last time, breathe in, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Left fingertips to the sky, this time for a low lunge twist. See if you can find that length and strength through your back leg. As your right heel reaches back, your left knee reaches directly forward. And then reach long and expansive like wings, everybody, through your arms. One last moment here. And then gently, left palm to the ground. Breathe in to look forward, you're in low lunge. Plant your palms, step back, downward facing dog. Breathe in to roll forward, plank. Find that strong plank. As you breathe out, heels to the left. This time, press yourself away from the earth and then come up onto your right fingertips. From here, maybe all the weight shifts into your left hand as you reach your right fingertips to the sky. Roll your left shoulder back and then press into the earth to lift your left obliques up. So strengthening through the side body right there. Keep pressing into the earth to find lift. You might, for this one last moment, stretch your right arm long over your right ear. Breathe in. Wrapping left ribs forward, right ribs back. And then gently bring it to center. Whew, take a deep breath in, plank. As you breathe out, heels to the right. Press into the earth to find that lift already through your right hip. Come up onto your left fingertips. You might shift the weight entirely, reaching the left fingertips to the sky. Roll your right shoulder back. Strengthen through the right obliques to open up through the left. Keep breathing. Look up if you can towards the sky. Maybe left arm over left ear. Right ribs forward, left ribs back. And then gently back to plank. Breathing in. And let's rock out in a child's pose for a moment. In fact, rolling up to seated hero's pose. Give your arms a little shake. Little shake, shake, shake. Just checking my mic, everybody. Want to make sure you can hear me. Shake, shake, shake. Okay. Back in downward facing dog. Set it up here, fingertips root. Let your head fall between your arms. Belly drawing up and in, heels dropping towards the ground. From here, lift your right leg up. Bend your right knee. So keeping your right hip dropping down here. We're not opening the hip. Okay, think about dropping your left heel down towards the ground, everybody, and lifting your right toes up towards the sky. Now, you might walk your hands back a smidge. I am going to give yourself a little bit more strength here as you begin to arch the spine, right? Spinal extension. Keep dropping your left heel, lifting your right toes. Look straight ahead and a little bit up. Take one last deep breath in. So you breathe out, knee towards the nose, dome the spine. Plant your right foot between your palms. Drop your back knee, untuck the toes, breathe in right into Anjaneyasana. You can interlace the hands behind the head, elbows expand, breathe in. You can dip into it a little deeper. And then breathe out, palms to the front. Step your left foot forward. Let your head drop and fold. Interlacing your hands here. Behind your back, you might need to adjust your shirt. Let your head hang. Hey, Nugs. And then release your arms heavy. Breathe in to rise all the way up to stand, Urdhva Hastasana. Palms pressed above you. Breathe out, prayer to your heart, arms by your sides, Tadasana. Inhale, circle the arms. Look up. You might even engage the belly, draw the hips a little bit forward over the toes as you arch back for a little back bend. Breathe out, prayer travels through center as you hinge at the hips and folds. Breathe in to look forward. Step your left foot back into low lunge. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Hi, Nugs. Breathe in to find plank pose, everybody. Breathe out, drop your knees, untuck your toes. Keep your elbows in here. Breathe in, press away from the earth. Find that space across the shoulder blades. As you breathe out, lower halfway, belly in, elbows in. Breathe in, lengthen the arms, point the toes, lift the thighs, upward facing dog. You can chew on it here for a moment. Little drop of one hip and then the other. Little shimmy of the shoulders. And then come to center, lift the thighs, peel the shoulders back, breathe in. Breathe out, from the belly you travel back to downward facing dog. Inhale to lift your left leg up, bend your left knee. Keep that left hip neutral. Walk your hands back a touch. As you drop your right heel, you lift your left toes, and then see if you can begin to soften the shoulders down, wrapping them into their sockets as you find this arch through the spine. Looking forward. Keep finding and playing with that opposition in the legs. On your next breath out, curl it in. Step the left foot between your palms. Drop your back knee, breathe in right into Anjaneyasana. Maybe hands behind the head. Open it up, peel it open. And then breathe out. Step your right foot forward. Let your head drop and fold into your legs. Breathe in right away to rise up, Urdhva Hastasana. Breathe out, prayer to your heart, arms by your sides. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. You can take it into a little back bend, but remembering, right, the strength of the belly, feet in the ground, as you find the arch, lifting the ribs away from the waist. And then travel back into Uttanasana, forward fold. Palms to the earth, step your right foot back as you breathe in. Left foot meets it, downward facing dog. Inhale to bring it forward, plank pose. Exhale, drop your knees, untuck your toes. Inhale, press away from the earth, belly in. Exhale, slowly lower halfway. Elbows meet your ribs. Inhale, right into up dog from here. Lift the thighs, lengthen the arms. Puff the heart forward and up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Get wide across the shoulder blades. Take a deep, loving breath in. And a deep, loving breath out. Bring your big toes to touch. Breathe in, lift your heels. Bend and widen the knees. Get really low here. You might even find some bounces. Looking forward. Bottom of a breath out, you might play with hopping or stepping your feet to the top of the mat. Breathe in to find Ardha Uttanasana, a little length through the arms and the spine. Look forward. And then breathe out to melt over your legs. Inhale to rise up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, prayer to your heart, arms by your sides. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, travel all the way down, Uttanasana. Right here as you inhale, see if you can keep your fingertips on the earth. Begin to bend the knees, keeping the belly on the thighs. Drift the weight back and down into your heels. You might even lift your toes up off the ground for a moment, and then soften the toes. And then you might reach back and down so much through your seat that your arms can lift. So you're in a super low chair. See if you can reach up through the fingertips, getting long through the side waist. Explore sitting a little bit deeper for one last moment. And then breathe in to lengthen up and maybe arch it back for a slightly deeper back bend. Exhale, fold it, soft and steady. Plant your palms, breathe in, step back into plank pose. Breathe out, drop the knees. Breathe in, press the earth away. Breathe out, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, let's add on a little bit. Right leg lifts, breathing in, bend the right knee. Find the opposition in the legs, look forward. Take a deep breath in as you breathe out. Knee to the nose. Step the right foot between your palms. Widen the right foot out a little bit, everybody, so that you give yourself a little bit more space as you rise up into high lunge. Right away, find your feet. Find the strength of your legs. And then see about drawing that belly in, right? Finding that slight scoop of the tail, reining in through the low ribs. And the reach up through the fingertips, so the ribs lifting up off of the waist, just like we did in Anjaneyasana. Think about drawing the inner thighs towards one another, and see if you can get a little bit lower into it. Right knee forward, left heel back. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, so your left fingertips forward, right fingertips back. See if you can stay super steady through the legs as you reach your right fingertips even more back, creating more space across the chest. Dropping your right palm to the back of your left thigh. See if you can press your left leg into your hand. Roll your right shoulder back, and then arch a little bit through the left side waist. Stay with me. You're going to tee your arms. Slowly sliding your left fingertips down towards the earth, but they'll hover. They won't quite touch. Draw your right fingertips up towards the sky. Power up through the legs. Keep wrapping your left ribs forward, right ribs back. One last moment. And then drop your left palm to the ground. Should probably feel divine. Left knee to the ground. Untuck your left toes. Widen your right foot out a little bit, everybody. You can even angle your right toes a little bit more towards the top right corner of whatever space you're working in. Keep your right fingertips reaching back. And then as long as you've dipped the weight forward enough, and you're not directly on that left knee, you can begin to bend that left knee there. You might reach for the foot for a twisted lizard. See if you can keep pressing your palm into the ground, lengthening the arm, rolling the left shoulder back as well as the right shoulder. Finding the belly drawing in here still. See if you can hang with this one more moment. And then let it go. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Let's just take that on the other side. So lift your left leg up, bend your left knee, stay neutral through the hips. Look forward, drop your right heel, lift your left toes. Breathe it in. Breathe out, left foot between your palms. Left foot moves out to the left. Give yourself space and stability here as you rise up. High lunge. Feel those legs are working, right? They're your foundation. And then feel, you're probably so sick of hearing this, right? That core, right? Come back to that core work, that belly drawing in, that length through the side, waist. Take a deep breath in as you breathe out. Twist right fingertips forward, left fingertips back. Steadiness here through the legs with the left knee moving forward, right heel back. See if you can get wider across the chest. And then your left palm comes to the back of your right thigh. Press your right hamstrings into your left hand. And then reach your right fingertips up and maybe a little bit back. Spin your left shoulder back as well as you find a little arching. Slow and steady. Reverse it into a hovering low lunge twist. Hover the right fingertips just like an inch away from the earth. Keep reaching in opposition through the legs. Keep spreading wide and long through the arms. One last moment here. Explore. And then drop your right palm down. Keep your left hand reaching back. Drop your right knee. Widen your left foot, even angle those left toes out a bit. And then as long as the weight is again drawn forward so you're on the top of that right knee, you can begin to reach for the foot. Think shoulder blades kissing along the back. Right? Recruit some of your back muscles here and the strength from the belly to allow you to open up a little bit more through the front of the heart. Come back to that ujjayi. Gently release yourself out of it. This time, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Keep your left toes angled out as they are. As you breathe in, just step your right foot wide outside your right hand. Heels in, toes out. Malasana squat. You might, move it a little side to side, right? Feel into it. Get a comfortable space between the feet. And then come to stillness here. Before anything happens with the arms, see if you can engage here the outer thighs and the pelvic floor lifts, right? Mula Bandha, to give you strength in this shape. And then bring the elbows into the inner thighs. So at that point, it's just a little bit extra support there to open up. See if you can find a little bit more length from the tail to the crown. Neutral spine. A strong focus here with your drishti, your gaze. Gently releasing fingertips to the earth. Toe heel your feet just a little bit closer in, toes forward. And then see if you can drop your seat towards your heels even more. And your seat might land all the way into Navasana. Bow pose, belly towards the thighs, thighs towards the belly. Flank the feet. Wake up the toes, wake up the arms, the fingers. One last moment here. You might play with lengthening the legs, maybe reaching for your toes. Want to think a little bit more cow spine here, right? So less doming, a little bit more of an arch, sternum lifts. Seat rooted, eyes lift. One last moment wherever you're at, stay with it. And then breathe out, have a little fun, rock and roll it into plow. And then rock and roll yourself forward into seated. Palms on your thighs, or rather one palm on your heart, one palm on your belly, right? And just pause for a moment. Just a little bit more in this sequence, everybody. Fluttering your eyes open. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Hands back a little bit. Right leg lifts. Bend the right knee. And then you might even turn your left heel in a little bit. So think almost malasana foot with that left leg. Okay, think about reaching that left heel down, right toes up, square off the hips, look forward. And then from here you might lift your left fingertips on the ground, keep looking forward, keep the belly engaged. You might reach your left palm back for your right foot. Invite a sense of play here as you press the foot into your hand. Oh, and then let it go, left palm down. Ooh, step your right foot forward. This time, pad up the mat here before you drop your left knee. Untuck your left toes. Anjaneyasana. Maybe hands behind the head. Draw the weight forward, keeping the belly in as you begin to crack open the heart. Now you can either hang here with this work, right? Or maybe release the arms by the sides. If your weight's drawn forward enough, you might begin to lift that back leg. You can reach back for the ankle with both hands, interlacing. Flex your left foot. And then press the foot into the hands to assist the peeling of the shoulders back. Keep the belly drawn in here, a little pelvic floor lift. Work with the opposition in the legs. Support of the belly as you crack open the heart. Akapada Raja, Kapotasana, King Pigeon. See if you can be with it. One more moment, finding the belly in Mula Bandha. Strong support system. And then gently release the leg, palms come forward. Find a little doming of the spine, little cat. Gently releasing into downward facing dog. We'll take that right on the other side. Walk your hands back a little bit. So you want to have really firm, stable connection with the hands and your right foot here. So your left leg will lift, left knee will bend. Angle your right heel in a little bit so your right toes angle out a touch. Neutralize the hips. Drop the right heel, lift your left toes. Look forward. And then start by coming up onto your right fingertips. That might be where you play today. Or you might play with reaching back for the foot with the hand. Again, keep dropping the left hip and then press the foot into the hand to open yourself up. One last moment, explore. And then right palm to the earth. Swing your left foot to the ground, pad up for your right knee, untuck your right toes. Anjaneyasana. Draw the weight forward. Lengthen through the side waist. And then you might release the arms. You might bend your right knee. Reaching back with your right hand and then your left hand. Interlacing, flex the right foot here. And then keep drawing your left shin forward, everybody. Belly in as you reach the right shin into the palms. A little bit of your right hip forward, left hip back. Even out and then continue. Whee! The opening. Yeah, you might lose it. Come back. See if you can come back. See if you can hang one last moment. Looking up towards the sky. And then gently, palms to the earth, round the spine. Coming back here, momentary downward facing dog into child's pose. Slowly rolling yourself up here. One more back bend, just one round here. Camel pose, Ustrasana. So folding the top of your mat so that it's double cushioning. Knees hips width, tuck your toes. And then as you lift the hips away from the heels, arms by the ears. Bringing your hands on your hips for a moment, look down. Make sure the hips are aligned over the knees. Then bringing your palms here to your low back, pinky fingers touch. Before you go anywhere, feel the belly drawing in, right? The tail scooping underneath you. And then the pressing of the palms into the low back as the elbows reach back, the shoulders peel open. This is already a heart opener. You might begin to tip it back. Keeping the heart lifting though, up towards the sky. You might release one hand to your heel, the other hand. Right? But keep the hips aligned over the knees, the belly drawing in, and the heart lifting. You might release the head. If all feels well here, you might untuck your toes, but keep that engagement of the core, the lifting of the heart. Wherever you're at, stay one last moment. And then release one palm to the low back, the other palm. Gently lift yourself back up. Palms to the thighs, seat to the heels, round the spine here to counter all of that big spinal extension we've been doing today. Gently releasing your mat back to normal, shifting the weight over into one hip. And then coming to lie down on your back. Heels towards your seat, flex your right foot on top of your left thigh. Right here you can reach either underneath your left leg or your left shin. Keep your spine long so your chin drawing in, tail heavy. That lumbar spine again connecting down to the ground. See if as you flex your right foot you can widen your right knee out. And then hug your left shin a little bit closer in towards your belly. Your eyes might close wherever you're at. Make sure that you're breathing deep. And gently releasing that left foot back down. You can try to reach for your big toe with your peace fingers or outer edge of your foot for half happy baby, drawing the knee in towards your underarm. Left palm on your left thigh. Aligning the right ankle right over your right knee. You might extend your left leg long, but still staying active through that left leg if you do so. So reaching forward through the left heel. Long spine, heavy left shoulder and left hip. Gently bringing the right leg into center and then dropping the sole of the right foot to the ground. Bending the left knee, flexing the left foot on top of your right thigh. And go ahead and interlace the place of your choosing. Heavy the shoulders and the shoulder blades. And see if you can just find some stillness here. Release the jaw, place between the eyebrows. Let them get less involved with what's happening in your left hip. Gently releasing the right foot down, grabbing for whatever you can on your left leg for half happy baby. Think left heel over left knee into your left underarm. You might lengthen your right leg. Stay equal in weight through the hips and the shoulders. Here, left leg into center, left foot to the earth for a moment, and then lengthen your left leg long. Final Shavasana, so it can either be arms wide by the sides, palms face up, or we've been grooving with one palm on your heart, one palm on your belly, so you might go there. Let your legs be pretty wide, let your toes splay out. And giving yourself permission to integrate and rest. I invite you to stay in Final Shavasana as long as you can. If you do need to get up and start going with your day, beginning to bring some awareness back into your body, a little wiggle of your fingers and your toes. Bending the knees, feet kiss the ground. And then if you're having more things to do today and you need to be a little bit more active, rolling to the right. If it's close to evening or bedtime, rolling to the left. And your next breath in, pressing yourself up. Right back into Sukhasana, comfortable seat. Bringing your palms to press here right at your heart center. Sealing our time together with one Om. Deep breath in. You all rock. Keep remembering ego in service of the heart and of love and connection. And if you are digging this channel, please feel free to subscribe. Feel free to like this class. Feel free to give me inspiration as far as what you'd like to see. You all inspire me so much. Namaste.